Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Virtual Vaudeville Awards. I'm Jared Kubika-Miller with ProtoCommunications, founder and managing member, and we're very proud to be able to present to you for a second time the Virtual Vaudeville Awards. ProtoCommunications has as its mission to make the art of human communication more accessible to more people and more platforms. And it would not be possible were it not for the vision and assistance of my other managing members, Matt, Tim, and Rita. But this particular tournament, this particular competition was the brainchild of Professor of Communications, Heidi Ochoa. And she envisioned something that would still allow people to perform even in the midst of a pandemic. And now it seems that it is turning into something so much more. We're very lucky to be able to have Heidi Ochoa to speak on her own behalf for this. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Professor of Communications, Saddleback Community College, Heidi Ochoa. Hello, Heidi.
Hi.
So I wanted to allow you to speak about vaudeville in general, and I'll leave the screen to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jared. In the 1920s, where did Bob Hope, Bojangles, Josephine Baker, Louis Armstrong, Judy Garland, Houdini, and Moms Mabley start their big careers? Vaudeville. Vaudeville was a performance space where diverse acts from around the nation could gain experience and maybe a little bit of income. So when I think of vaudeville, when I studied it in graduate school, I'm thinking about actresses, I'm thinking about actors, comedians, musicians, goldfish swallowers. I'm thinking about poets. I'm thinking about people who are riding on top of bicycles and giving elements of surprise that they couldn't otherwise provide on a main stage. And many of their performers at the time were only earning 5 to 10 cents per performance. And sometimes they didn't get paid at all. But the beautiful thing about vaudeville is it was a stage for multiple performers from varying levels to gain experience so that they can maybe be part of the main stage. So now here we are in 2021, needing an online stage for our diverse student performance acts and community to start their very big careers. Welcome to Saddleback College's 2021 Spring Virtual Vaudeville, our virtual stage, which we originally created to help our student artists kickstart their careers while they were on lockdown. Here is a taste of our very first virtual vaudeville competition, which took place last fall semester.
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after or what came before. You just gotta bend your knees, take a deep breath, and jump. You might think, what if I fall? Well, what if you don't? What if you fly? You see here, kid, you gotta just go for it. You just gotta bend your knees, take a deep don't?
Before we announce our awards, I have a lot of people to thank who made this competition possible. First, the co-creators of Virtual Vaudeville, Communication Studies Professor Kimberly Stankovich, Theater Production and Operation Manager Michelle McDougall-Jackson, and Fine Arts and Media Technology Dean Scott Farthing. Second, in charge of marketing, we had Jennifer Hardy, Social Media Specialist, and Elliot Kling, Performing Arts Operations Specialists. Third, Saddleback College Foundation for student support. Next, all of our faculty expert judges and staff who judged the first rounds of competition. The first round of competition was judged by cinema, television, and radio professors Maria Mayanzet and Hiro Konishi. Communication Studies professors Rafaela Baker and Taylor Stickle, Larry Radin, Sean O'Rourke and Lucas Ochoa, and Alyssa Hulse. Dance professors Deidre Cavazzi and Steve Rosa. Music professors Ariel Alexander and Joey Sellers. Theater production and operation manager Michelle McDougall-Jackson. Our final round judges were a group of special people who included Paul Davis, filmmaker and performer, also featured in The Moth, Erica Delamar, Saddleback College alumni and host of Global Spins on KXFM Radio, Erica Flores, Saddleback College alumni and production assistant at ABC Studios, Atifa Maddie, Saddleback College alumni and actress and scenic designer, and Sergio Ochoa, Saddleback College alumni and professional EDM singer and songwriter. And finally, our creative tournament host from ProtoCommunications, founder communications professor Jared Kupika-Miller, Tim Seavey, Rita Raphael, and Matthew Shapiro. I kick it back to you, Jared.
Thank you very much, Heidi. For this virtual vaudeville, we decided as a group to have certain categories of events that seemed to naturally and organically emerge from the submissions that we were seeing. And so we want to present those awards according to those categories. But the first category would be the audio production. Audio production means that the student is putting together an original audio work. The video itself isn't necessarily something that's being judged on, but it is an original piece of music or instrumental piece. Those entries are actually going to create the soundtrack for our sort of entry montages that you're going to see in a little bit. So I wanted you to be aware and to pay attention to what you're listening to as well as what you're seeing once we go through these other events. The first event that I think is fairly unique to a competitive environment is the original visual work. And visual meaning what one might think of more in the classical art sense. This is painting, drawing, ceramics in this case as well. These visual arts are difficult to capture in video form, but these entries did an exceptional job at that in showing the process in which they used to arrive to their finished conclusion, as well as presenting that sort of final piece of artwork. So I would like to present to you our entries for the visual original work. The next event that was created was original production, and this one specifically evaluates the quality of the video that was submitted. So that allows for some post-production work, special effects, and special attention given to lighting, framing, movement, and things like that. So I'd like to present to you the entries for original productions.
And she smells like lemongrass and sleep. She tastes like apple juice and peach. Oh, you would find her in a Polaroid picture. And she means everything to me. Yes, she means everything to me. She means everything to me.
The next event, you could see from that entry that this takes vaudeville into uncharted territory, because the video production value itself is something that's being evaluated. But we also had an event where it is an original performance, where the video is meant to capture the performance, but the video in and of itself isn't necessarily the thing being evaluated, and that the performance is an original creation of whoever's doing the performing. So, without further ado, original performance entries.
I'm not going insane, I'm just over my
In fact,
head.
you could try it one more time. We switch them like that.
There's a year to remember.
I'm
I
not
trust my
out of
heart,
my breath,
but you can't
but I
see
am seeing
They say
red.
that the nail that sticks up gets hammered down.
Stop thinking about you. You are in the
And
best
I'm
mood.
not feeling my best, but if you ask, I'm okay.
They might have colored hair and a perfect
Got a lot on my mind, still I've got nothing to say.
I'm gonna do my hair now. I don't wanna do my hair. So I'm gonna drop out of beauty school.
As you can see by those entries, some of the skills that were being displayed are more practical, like interviews and presentations. The final category is that of cover performances. This is where the actual performance was a prior creation to another artist that was published in some other form. But the performer is someone who is actually bringing life to that written material.
Grace, I just want to say that how you relate, and it pulls you off on a hot summer day.
Can you see how this turned out? Do
We're sure there may be
takes
some
to
risk
make you
involved.
turn back
That's true for
around.
anybody.
No other voice will have the same sound.
Call
You
us
say,
our final moisturizing protector.
I've seen too many fires burned out. We got a chemistry that they don't even have figured out. So just see where it goes, and maybe somehow.
Relationship history conversation.
Yes.
You're sure about that?
I don't understand this. You won't forgive me, but you'll forgive me.
Well, I think that depends on what.
Shoot her friends, make it look like they shot each other. By the time they both regain consciousness, they'll feel around.
I knew all the time you had it in the back of your head to prove something to her.
I'm not the only one who suffered, Tommy.
I wish I could just sit here and say that it's not.
What about when someone doesn't need a shoulder? What if they need the arm?
It's gonna happen.
We wanted to congratulate everyone for submitting their entries. Everything that we went through as we were putting together this award ceremony was definitely the work of detailed and focused attention. So we wanted to thank you for your efforts. But now we're on to what everyone has been waiting for, the actual awards. These awards actually come with cash. They are cash awards from the foundation at Saddleback, I believe. But these cash awards are go toward these performers, and the different amounts correspond to first, second, and third. We're going to start with our smallest category, and that was the original visual entries. Here we go.
In first place, Diane Leifer.
Is throwing. It's really peaceful and very relaxing. The first thing you do is you want to center your clay, and that is really hard. It takes a lot of practice, but as soon as you center the clay, you open it up and slowly pull up the walls. Then you can form your shape, and this is a kind of a bellied vase.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are lucky enough to have Diane with us. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks.
Excellent. How long have you been doing pottery?
A little over a year now.
Okay, excellent. I wanted to give you an opportunity to maybe give a few thanks. I'll leave the screen for you for a few seconds, okay?
For what? I'm sorry.
If you'd like to thank a few people, I'll leave it up to you.
Oh, got it. Yes, yeah. Of course. Yeah, I'd really like to thank my teacher, Laura Haight, who's head of the ceramics department. I took a class from her last fall and this last spring, and I've learned so much. It's been really great. And even though it was through Zoom, it's probably got to be very difficult to teach a ceramics class through Zoom. So I give her a lot of credit for that. And it's amazing what you could still learn through Zoom. So I definitely want to thank her for all the help she's given in teaching and all the patience for teaching through Zoom. And also my daughter.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much, Jan. Okay. So next, our next larger category was the audio production. Okay.
In first place, Zach Campos.
We are fortunate enough to have Zach with us. Hello, Zach. Oh, I don't think we can hear you. Do you have a microphone on? It's okay if you don't. If you'd like to say a few words, maybe you put them up in the comments. How are we doing? Sometimes the headphones are what does it. Zach, thank you very much. I am going to have to move on, okay? Congratulations. It was an excellent entry, as everyone could hear. All right. All right. So the next event that we're moving on to is original production. Now, if you remember, this was for the value of the video in and of itself.
In first place, Alex Converse.
Am I allowed to look at her like that? Could it be wrong when she's just so nice to look at? and she smells like lemongrass and sleep.
Unfortunately, we don't have Alex with us here to say anything, but as you can tell, it was a beautiful entry. It chokes me up every time I watch that. Our next largest entry was for original performance. Again, this was for to capture the performance in and of itself without necessarily looking at the video, but the performance was supposed to be an original work by the performer.
In third place, Ruby Morales.
I know there's a passion of mine. I mean, ever since I was a little girl, ever since I could remember, I'd pick up a magazine, flip through the pages, and be like, what hairstyle am I gonna do this week? And you know, for a long time, I really wasn't following my heart on the type of hairstyle I wanted to sport, on the type of hairstyle I wanted to strut my stuff with. I would always do whatever my boyfriend wanted me to do with my hair. If he was like that.
In second place, Colin McLeroy.
6 red jacks and 1 leader, and then 6 black 10s and 1 leader. Now, what's quite fun is that the leader and the soldiers, they work together quite well, meaning the soldiers always follow their leader. They're quite obedient.
In first place, Wai Hang Shaw.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are lucky enough to have Y with us. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Excellent. You are a very expressive player when you are on the piano. Are you always that way, or is that a little bit?
Yeah, that is my style of playing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And what influenced you to write the piece that you played for this particular?
Oh, this is a piece written by Beethoven.
Oh, okay.
And its topic is enthusiasm. So
Okay.
I was inspired by the enthusiasm.
Oh, got it. Okay, I'm going to give you a few minutes if you'd like to thank some people. Okay?
Okay, thank you. I'm very thankful for Saddleback College and all the professors, faculties, and judges who vote for me. I'm also very thankful for being in this wonderful vaudeville competition. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Y.
Thank you.
All right. Our final event. This is the cover performance. This is where it is written by another author and is brought to life by the performer and captured on video.
In third place, Clayton Walker.
But still, bless me anyway. I want more life. I can't help myself, I do. I've lived through such terrible times. And
In second place, Leah Goodwin. In first place, Wendy Wang.
Okay, I believe we have Wendy in backstage. Wendy, are you with us? Excellent. Okay. Hello. Excellent. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed performing because it's a wonderful time, but I never knew that I'm gonna reach so high.
Oh, well, excellent. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to if you want to thank anybody, okay?
There is a lot of people that I want to thank. First, I want to thank my piano teacher, Kirill Gliadkovsky, and he's my instructor for advanced piano at Saddleback College. And I also wanted to thank my parents for giving me a good music education. And also, I want to thank everybody at Saddleback for supporting me, especially Heidi and you for hosting the competition and giving me a wonderful chance to share my music around with everybody. Thank you
Excellent.
guys so much.
Thank you very much. I want to congratulate everyone who was recognized. Remember, everyone that was placed gets an award for their efforts. And so all of these entries were incredibly competitive. So any sort of recognition, I think, is a worthy accomplishment. Last but not least, I'd like to bring back Heidi in order to send us off.
A big fat congratulations to all of the virtual vaudeville participants. It was an absolute joy to experience and watch your artwork come to fruition in this competition. A big thanks to the audience for attending our event tonight. It really means a lot to us that you came at the end of the semester. I want to tell the virtual vaudeville participants to look out in your email because you will be getting a certificate of completion as well as feedback from all your faculty and expert judges for the competition. So you have good ideas on how you can continue cultivating your art. And also, if you're one of the recipients of the award, look out in your email from the Saddleback Foundation because they'll be reaching out to you to get your prizes to you. Thank you to all. Be well, be kind, and be creative.
Goodbye, everybody.